Ladies and gentlemen, abundance seekers, and fellow podcast enthusiasts, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Shet Show-Abundance Conversations with your host, Sherletta Shet Germain and Larry L.P. Penton. As always, we are here to dive deep into these abundance conversations, deep into that ocean of abundance, and today's episode promises to truly be special. But before we get into our topic today, we have an incredible guest in our midst, someone who embodies the very essence of empowerment and abundance. It is our immense pleasure to introduce the phenomenon, Jasmine Tilman, to the podcast. Jasmine Tilman is not just an author, she's a beacon of inspiration and empowerment. Her journey is a testament to the power of resilience, self-discovery, and unwavering determination. Jasmine will be sharing today her insights into her empowerment journey, discussing her exciting new book, The Importance of Journaling and the Art of Truly Living in Abundance. Listeners, y'all get ready, man. Get ready to be uplifted, motivated, empowered, inspired as we embark on this enriching conversation with Jasmine Tilman. Her wisdom is sure to leave a lasting impact on all of us. And together with Shet and LP, will explore the boundless possibilities that abundance can bring to our lives. God, brother LP, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. And welcome everybody to the Shet Show. We have some of these great conversations for the audience. We are very conscious on the time, so we like keeping it short and sweet and to the point. We have a great guest in Miss Tilman, who is a CEO, an author, a coach, a speaker. She just has many hats that she wears well. We love highlighting educated Black women, especially me, because I come from an educated Black woman. So shout out, my flowers to you as well as to you, Shet. I am LP, Larry Penton. I am a retired fire medic, so I'm a firefighter paramedic, or my technical term is physician surrogate. I was in EMS from 06 to 2020, retired as a COVID medic. And now from St. Louis, I live in the great state of North Carolina in the Charlotte area. And as a business owner myself, I started a consulting firm, and we talk about a lot of things related to public health, public safety, mental health issues. I have my own podcast that deals with some of these issues in particular, but it's not about. We got a great guest in Miss Tilman today. And so I want to start off by asking you a question. So Jasmine, your business is entitled Infinitely Authentic Enterprises, and it focuses on women's empowerment, coaching, journaling, and some other things. Can you share what inspired you to start this venture and the core values that drive your work in empowering women? The mic is yours.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
I said the mic is yours. What inspired you to start this venture in the core values that drive your work in empowering women?
Oh, yes. I believe that I went through a lot in my life. So it was times where I absolutely felt like I couldn't do anything or I didn't know what I wanted to be. So it's like when I was in high school, it was always I was always in my confidant's office, and I needed a lot of mental support. So I'll be sitting waiting on her, and people will come to talk to me and tell me about, their issues and what they have going on and ask for my advice. And then they'll come back to me like, oh, hey, what you said worked. What you told me to do worked. And I'm just like, oh, wow, okay. So it's like wherever I go, people always tend to come to me, and they're drawn to me for some type of information, comfort, anything that I can do for them as far as mentality and inspiring them to be the best them. So I want to say that me really just going through my life and not having someone to fall back on and having to learn everything, my mom always say I have to learn everything the hard way. And yesterday I told her, I'm like, well, that seems like it's the only way I can learn because I just I go through things, and whatever I get through, I grow through. So, and it's never going to be easy. So, I really just want to inspire others and women to do the same thing and get through, like, basically what I got through as well.
So I'm trying to unmic. I'm saying, okay, you're not about to make me cry today, girl. We gonna just go on through this interview, okay? I love you so much, and I needed to hear that. We do kind of prepare our questions on the Shet Show, but I'm never privy to the answers. So when I get the answers, these reactions that you feel and see, they're so authentic. All right. So that's a little teaser. Tapping on into the next question. Jasmine, so let me ask you about your new urban fiction. You're also debuting your urban fiction novel, Divine. So, can you give our audience today a glimpse into the story and how do these experiences in women empowerment, how has you being an empowerment coach tied into this particular book called Divine, and just your journey as an urban fiction novel author?
Oh, absolutely. It's so exciting because this is my first urban fiction um, journey. So because I've already have like at least 4.5 books written. Well, I do have 4.5 books written of supernatural fiction, and then I have about 5 journals, but I haven't brought all the work out yet because I had to get um my home life stable, and so I can make sure whatever I do, I'll be 100% at what I do. So I just want to with the divine, it's a man. So I'm writing a man's point of view. So I think it was very exciting to switch over to that side and get inside of a man's head because I grew up around a lot of men and my mom is a tomboy. So it's like I know a lot of that aspect and how men think, and people always tell me that. And then I also have I have tomboy features as well, and so it's just like it was so fun to write it. So about my book, it's the man. He goes through it. We have a successful entrepreneur that went through a lot of trials and tribulation in his life. It took him a long time to get here. He moved to another state, but a particular case that he had to work on about 14 years later, it catches up. His past catches up with him. So it's like it's so exciting because it's like he tried to run away from so long from his past, but it ended up catching up with him. But the name Divine comes in. It's so within my name, my business name, Infinitely Authentic, and then you have Divine with the I, but I put an E because it's urban fiction. So just basically, I like things to be like endless or um authentic as in like real and being yourself and just simply being. So with Divine, the name comes from him having and going through a lot of obstacles, but he pushed through anyway. So and now he's successful. But I have to add the drama in because it's just life and that's just what happens. So I really wanted to motivate my audience and show them that whatever you get through and go through, whatever you get through, you can wherever you go through, you can get through and you can grow, as well as being entertained at the same time because I like to teach through entertainment. And because you have to keep the attention of the audience or the people that you talk to, and they can learn at the same time. And so that's the story behind that.
I'm going to pass the mic over to God Brother LP, but it was something that you said that I had to chime in because this is also near and dear to our heart spaces. And we're going to, stay on task, but it's important to know that, like you said, what you can, if you can go through it, you can grow through it. And sometimes having those things that we don't really deal with, right, in our mental health spaces, they end up coming back, they circle back. So I'm so excited to know about this book. I don't think I asked you about a release date, but I'm going to toss the mic to God, Brother LP. Like I said, it starts off being a few questions and sometimes it ends up being more, but I'm digressing, shutting up. Hey, LP, it's on you.
Hey. I am someone who is a proponent of men and men's mental health issues. And one of the things that I talk to men about is mental health crisis is the world's oldest continuous pandemic that's been around since the beginning of mankind, and it ain't going nowhere. And as men, we typically learn as little boys emotional suppression. One way that I've discovered how to deal with that effectively is through journaling. And I know that's something that you focus on as part of your career and your work. And I always tell men that journaling is not some girl stuff, it's not some diary thing, it's a whole different thing or whatever. And darn it, if it was good enough for Tupac, you can't tell me your hardcore butt is too good for you, because Pac did journaling, he wrote his raps in there, he did poetry, he did his artwork. They even made a book about his journal. So if it's good enough for Pac, peace be upon his eternal soul forevermore, you can't say it's too good for you, bro. So my question to you is, journaling is often seen as a powerful tool for self-reflection and personal growth. How do you, Ms. Jasmine, incorporate journaling into your coaching practice? And what benefits can individuals expect from integrating journaling into their daily routines?
Absolutely. So journaling is kind of it is my favorite. I have a few. I have so many notebooks. I had to leave some of them back at my mom's house in Ohio when I moved. So, because I'm always writing and I'm always, especially when I was learning new things, I was writing everything down, taking my courses. So basically journal I incorporated within my coaching practice. It is my course is called Get a Grip, because my women empowerment journal is called Get a Grip, Will You Matter. So it's kind of telling you, like, snap back, you got this, you got to get it together. So I use this course to self-reflect, so women can use my entry, and then they can go back in and they self-reflect. So you got a lot of people that don't know where to go, don't know where to start. So I kind of use that as a branch off for them to see, like, hey, I went through it, I got through it. This is what I was thinking. This is what I was feeling, and just giving them the aspect of how they can write their entry, and then um, use that to get over whatever they're going through. But we talk about it and then we self reflect. I do a lot of self reflection because no one knows you better than yourself, you know, because you have a lot of people that see, things that you can't see because, we running off of the unconscious mind. But when you have a routine and everything, but when you journal and you write things down and then you look at this, you self-reflecting. This is the main thing of self-reflecting, because you seeing thoughts that you didn't even know you had when you writing stuff down. So I love to use journaling because it tells me a lot about myself. I like to learn myself, and I like to, it helps me love myself more. It gives me a lot of self-love that I was searching for so long, because when you don't have that, a lot of people can come in and they can use that against you, because their intuition is attracted to whatever that you have that you're not showing on the outside, but on the inside that you're showing. Just like I had vulnerability. A lot of boys or men, they were attracted to the vulnerable side that I had, because my grandfather passed away in 2013, and my dad wasn't really close around. Me and my dad grew a relationship over the years, but it was like I was missing that male figure love, because my brothers were, running the streets and making their own families and doing their own things. Mom was always at work, so I was went out in the streets and I was looking for that male love from um, males and trying to find family and stuff. So people were attracted to that vulnerable side of me. But since I've been writing and journaling and it helped me get to know me better and get to love myself more, and figuring out exactly what that is that I need to do to fill up that void of that vulnerability. So their intuition won't be attracted to that and then try to take advantage of me.
Okay, so that was heartfelt. And sometimes I have to sit, right? We can't always move forward. I need to sit in that for a minute. I have a question kind of tied into the last question that you were just asked, but I want to talk about your professional career because you have been making some huge strides. And as you can see down at the bottom, there's a little ticker. You are not just building something for self-reflection, you are building an enterprise. So I'm so excited for you to tell us about your professional career. This is, lay it on us. What we have upcoming. I want you to be the one to drop those dates. You tell us what's coming. Tell us what you're working on. We talked about the book, but let's talk about Jasmine Tilman, the CEO. What do we got? What we got coming down the pipeline, girlfriend? I'm liking down.
Yes, absolutely. So this is, yeah, it's so exciting. Within my enterprise, I'm getting into writing coach, being a writing coach as well, writing slash personal development coach. So within this, I'm teaching women how to write books, journal, anything from books, journals, whether it's nonfiction, fiction, and also ghostwriting. I added in ghostwriting because I know a lot of people want to write their books, but they don't have time, they don't want to. And I'm like, okay, I will definitely do that for you. Um, just everything in the such of writing and my women empowerment course that's coming out, Get a Grip, that I was speaking about earlier. That's also within the enterprise. And just helping women utilize AI technology into their writing, but still being authentic. Because you can ask the AI to write whatever you want, but if other people ask the same question, because there's billions of people in the world, then everyone's going to be writing the same thing. So what I really wanted to niche down on is helping them create their stories and whatever that they want to do, but keep it themselves. So you have to ask the AI certain questions, and you have to be extremely authentic and real about whatever you're writing. So that's what I really want to. That's what I am teaching. That's what I want to get into, helping the women, rediscover themselves before the world, rediscovering them before the world told them who they were supposed to be. So that's what my women empowerment course focuses on. And I just really want to help everyone to just simply be comfortable with simply being, unraveling all the trials and tribulations and the trauma that they went through. Because I went through the same thing when when I took the leap of faith and moved from my hometown, and I never got on the plane and I never went anywhere, and I got a job opportunity to just so I could make it down to Atlanta. And it was something I was blind, you know, to. I didn't know what was going to happen, but that's when the faith came in, because I didn't see it, but the Lord did. So I took that leap of faith and I made it through. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations when I got down here, and I had a lot of trauma that I had to break down for a year and a half now, and I'm finally at that space where my mindset is clear, and I want to show everyone that they can get there too, because sometimes life can be unbearable. I was so dark inside my mind that I didn't know if I was going to make it. I was, and I'm just like, I know I'm not going home. I could not see. I was dark in my mind. I didn't. It was rough, and I felt like the world was on my shoulders. I felt like the world was dragging me down, but I got through that. I got through that breakthrough, and just being happy for just waking up every morning. I never thought I'd get there, but I'm finally there. So I really want to help other women see that they can get through these obstacles that they go through. And also, I look at a lot of women. That's when I have my days, because we always gonna have our ups and downs through it, through the journey. It's not gonna be all butterflies. But when I have my days, I see other women going through things on Facebook, on my social medias, and I'm just like, whoa, I could have had it like that. So it just makes me a little bit more grateful for being in my position that I'm in, and I fought for happiness. and I want to keep it. So I want to share that light on to other women.
I totally love that. And again, I want to give you your flowers for being candid, being compassionate, and providing great content to the Shet Show, because the work that you're doing, the journey that you're on to abundance and divine inspiration helps us, helps people like me who want to help us get to our humanity. I used to say get back to our humanity, but I changed that because you can look throughout the history of mankind and humans have not always acted humane towards each other. Ethnicity be darned, gender be darned, all of that stuff. So for me, my training taught me how to help people that were hurt, injured, dying, and dead. And so even though I'm retired, I still am in that mindset of helping people who are hurt, injured, dying, and hopefully not dead yet before they get to that point, because we're all going to have that point. But while we're alive, what can I do? Because I feel like everybody's here for a reason, good, bad, and everything in between there. And so the work that you're doing is helping one person every day. The work that you're doing is inspirational to at least one person every day. And it can be life changing to at least one person every day. And if you just help one person every day, and I just help one person every day, and Shaletta just helps one person every day. And remember, there's 8 billion with the B as in Bob people on the planet currently and counting. If you live to be 1,000,000 years old, mathematically speaking, you will never meet every living person on the planet. However, the people that you do meet throughout your lifetime, if you can help at least one person every day, that helps us get to our humanity, to treat others humanely. Because the work that I do as an active shooter consultant, when I'm not doing podcasts or other stuff, I get these breaking news stories every day about violent critical incidents. And so this is part of the reason that even though I'm retired, I still do work like this, talking to people about their stories, their journeys, why you're not part of this breaking news story. What are you doing not to be part of breaking news stories? So the work that you're doing is inspirational. You don't want to be part of that breaking news. You don't want to see somebody like me show up with lights and sirens and tourniquets and chest seals and all that stuff. You don't want to see me show up because you're having a mental health breakdown, because that's part of the work that I did when I was on an ambulance. And so when we're having these discussions in whatever format it is, especially on a podcast like what we're doing, I like talking to people that have a story that they want to share. You can be as general or specific as you want. Just be honest. And that's my bottom. Help you
Um, I'm a little emotional right now. I script these questions and frame them, and then sometimes, as life would have it, spirit leads me a different way. Jasmine, you are helping so many people right now with opening up what I call their throat chakra and helping them speak and live out loud. I personally, I feel like I do what I can, right? But there's this book that I've been working on. And the name of the book is called I Found Out I Had Breast Cancer on My Lunch Break. And I've been trying to figure out how to get that book out of me, because it stirs up so much, being a breast cancer survivor and being able to live your dash out loud and talk about the mental help and the mental wholeness that you didn't have and not wanting to perpetuate that back into the earth realm. You're doing that through your story and living that out loud. And I celebrate you not understanding why God would have me start this podcast. It has been not even 30 days and everybody wants to get on the show, and I feel a little bit overwhelmed. And then I have people to remind me that life is going to keep lifing whether you're lifing with it or not. So write and do what you came to do on this place called Earth, because you don't know we're moving into a digital currency. And you talked about the artificial intelligence, and God, Brother LP has been talking about living and standing in your truth. And we are here making our digital thumbprint, right, through these shows. And you just don't know what you're doing to help somebody. So I thank you, Jasmine Tilman, for being in your dash out loud. I'm going to mute and I'm going to let you close us out. And then we're going to say till next time.
Thank you so much. I'm emotional. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm moving right now. And it's been a journey. It's been a rough journey, but sometimes I ask why would, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I just scream at the wall, and just you let me know why I get up, and been so tired, and I've been so tired, but I know I have to keep going, exactly because my ex, I'm very mature early, and this was my first heartbreak. It changed my entire life. And that's why it's part of why I'm so mature very early. And he used to always say, excuse my language, this life shit doesn't stop for anybody. And I held that with me 7 years later. And I have to, get up and still make things happen, even when I was struggling and didn't know what to do. So, but I'm so grateful, especially for, you showing me that I'm doing this for a reason, and keep going. And even you inviting me to the show, because I'm like, oh, I'm not doing a podcast. I was like, I'm not doing any podcast. I'm just like I'm so tired. I got so many things going on, but I'm so grateful, and thank you so much. Thank you, both of you, for allowing me to come share my story on this platform. And this is the first platform that I spoke about on my book Divine that's coming out, and my enterprise. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
I'm going to actually let LP close us out. I'm going to change that out just a little bit. I just want to say, Jasmine, this has been an amazing conversation. Sometimes we talk about living in abundance and we don't talk about what we call the shadow side or the darker side, the things that happen behind the scenes, right? What we had to do to even mentally prepare to come on the show and tell our story. And so for you to be a part of myself, Charlotta Germain, and Larry Penton, and the work that you're doing as a philanthropist, as a writer, as an author, as an urban novel fiction writer, as a bestseller, right? As an entrepreneur, as a CEO, as everything that I'm putting out there and giving you right now, I see so many great things coming out of these conversations. So thank you. My heart is full, And so we get to that old Baptist, we're going to close out in 5 minutes and it'd be 35 minutes later. And you hungry, you got to pee and eat too, right? You hangry, but you ain't going to say nothing because that's pastor. That's going to be me, not me. I'm miking down LP. Out.
If you want to connect with Jasmine, she has a great link tree. It's if you go to linktr.ee/J Tilman, and that's JTILMAN, or just do a Google search. Search Jasmine Tilman. She has a great IG page. If you want more information, you can definitely reach out to the Shet Show, sgermain@gmail.com. You can also go to her website, infinitely-authentic-enterprises.com. We have that on the screen. So for those that will be wanting to get more context and more contact, go to her website. It's a great website. I always say in closing, peace and blessings be upon you and your loved ones forevermore. Live in situational awareness, because I want you to learn how to survive in these real times. Take a first aid CPR Stop the Bleed class, because you are going to be an immediate responder in the event of an emergency situations. It's not a matter of if, but when and where an emergency is going to happen. And before somebody like myself, who's a first responder, can show up and provide care, you may be the only person that's able to do that. So it's important to learn first aid, CPR, AED uses, using tourniquets and different things like that. For Shaletta Germain, I'm your brother LP, and we're out.
We'll see y'all next time on the Shet Show. See y'all next time on the Shet Show.